Over the next 10 years, I got one big goal: make $10 million. Well, that's not too big of a goal, but to make it harder, we're going to start with $10, and here's the real hard part. That time has to stay on 10 times speed. Let's see if we can get it done. Well, hello and welcome back in, everybody. We're going to be here on episode 27, and I'm going to be trying to turn poop into cash. Yes, poo, slurry, manure, whatever you want to call it on this game. A little weird, a little different, I guess, but I mean, if you've played this game, you may know that stuff is worth a lot of money. Now, previously I did mention about these two flat pieces of land up here. I think I said we own them, but we actually don't. So we're going to need to end up buying this land. Let's go ahead and start that real quick, and then we need to get some money together for production. The land that those two flat pieces lay on is Farmland 33 for a cost of $32,371. We'll go ahead and buy that right there. I'm liking that a lot, but I mean, I'm not liking where our bank account's at. 35,000 left over. That's not too bad. I'm sure we'll get that up there first thing tomorrow morning, but let's go to sleep. And then, of course, get that bank balance up and get us a production for that poo. Waking up a little early here. Looks like we made $1,500 from excess chickens. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Now, I did remember to go ahead and start feeding them, and hopefully that worked out really good. And what is going on with these pallets? I tell you what, they are driving me crazy. The little point for the pallet unload goes all the way over here. Maybe I should get rid of this tree. It might be causing an issue, and I may look into doing that here pretty soon. Now, as far as how much wheat we have left over, chicken feed, looks like we got a good amount inside here, 3,000 some liters. I absolutely love having two tractors now because I could just tab on over. Bam, we're over here at the forestry area. Let's go ahead and start loading this up, and man, it does not look like anything new came out of here. Did we run out of wood? No, we're not out of wood, 30,000 liters. I thought I left it last night that it had the same amount almost, but let's load it up. First time trying out the auto load on this trailer. I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see if it works out the way I want it to. I believe this trailer is a little wider than our previous trailers, and yes, it is. That's why they're able to go side by side right there. And of course, I can make it even more wider, or I can make it wider. I don't know, even more wider. Is that even correct English? No, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, more spawning in. Let's go ahead and try to grab that. Hopefully it does load up on this. That's the idea of this trailer, right? Get it all done in one big old trip. Well, this is how it's loading, and I'm not really liking that, and I don't think anything else is going to go on there. So let's go ahead and dump it off real quick, and then I'll try to get it reloaded on there. I may end up widening the width on this. I just don't know how to get those Euro pallets twisted around the other direction, because if that could happen, it would actually work out pretty good. There we go. That's stacking a little bit better. I spoke too soon. I'll figure this out though. I did notice it likes to load up one type at a time, and I purposely stopped it before it started loading up the pallets. I don't know how I stopped it in time, but I got it stopped. Let's go ahead and try to continue loading up this same product here, and then the regular pallets are going to fit on there as well. I think we might have that full trailer. Plenty of room on the backside. I don't know why pallets are not loading up all the way on the back there, though. Oh, no, don't flip over. Yeah, I really have no idea what's going on here. They will not grab that one last pallet. What in the world? I think I am going to have to widen the working width or loading width on this. Just quick glance in here. It looks like it's already pretty far back here, but we'll go ahead and bring it further back. That way we shouldn't have this problem anymore. And then trying to find the side points, we'll get it a little bit wider. Maybe that will equal more pallets fitting on there. Not too worried about too wide. And this should do the job and load everything up there, hoping it does the job and loads everything up there. Now, as far as these auto load settings, I don't know what I'm doing in here. I really don't. Now, I did mention this previously about the layer and the stack thing. I figured out exactly what that does. That did not really solve the problem I had previously. So if I change it over to stack, it should stack up front like that first, and then hopefully give us plenty of room. No, that actually gives us less items on there this time around. What in the world? I'm having no luck figuring this out, and I'm wasting way too much time doing this. Let's go ahead and just get out of here, get this sold off, and I'll have to figure this out some other time. I keep saying I need to figure it out, but I just don't figure it out. I did watch a video on the whole universal autoload thing, but the video is so old and outdated that there's been so much changes to it that most of this doesn't even line up or match up with the video, so I don't know. Now I am pretty excited since I got multiple tractors. I have this set up the way I want to have it set up. What I mean by that is I got a driver going right now. They're going to drive over to the roller coaster. I'll take care of the cell once they get there, and while that's going on, I got other stuff to run around and do with this tractor. I'm sure my animals need some water, need some feed, all that good stuff. Well, let me look into that. Oh, hey, I know that guy over there. Now, I'm back over at the store here. We're going to end up getting a trailer or loading some pallets because Our sheep are completely out of water, and while I'm up there, might as well load up their wool. Yo, no way, look at this. We got another tractor on sale. You gotta be kidding me. Now, this one is smaller. It's the M7 one. I guess I'm running with the M8, I believe. I got that correct. I zoomed in on a picture. It did say M8 on the side. So yeah, this is a pretty good deal, I'd say, but 170 horsepower is not what I want. I need something up there. I'm thinking the next tractor we get needs to be up over 300, 400 horsepower. As far as trailers go, I'm actually going to get this one. We've already got one sitting there feeding our chickens, but what I'm going to use this one is for running around grabbing those pallets. Now, those pallets I'm talking about are the egg pallets, the wool pallets, stuff like that. Really hard to reach, tight areas. I think a small trailer will be the best idea there. I think this right here is going to be a very, very good payday. Now, I do worry that it's not all going to sell off. We're probably pretty full or completely full here. And also, I don't think it will all sell off because some of it's not going to be inside the zone. Let's just go ahead and undo those straps right there. And looky there, all of it did not sell off. Okay, just little bits and pieces left. And come on, get out of that zone right there. $43,083 minus $1,292. Okay, up to $77,000. That is pretty nice. Now, looks like the planks are not going in there. I believe that is the planks. Let's run over here a little fast, see what we are missing. Well, it's actually all full. Planks long somehow went in there as well. Or wait, wood beams? I don't know. Either way, it's all completely full now. I'm going to let those run and go. We are waiting on a few of those items there. We got cement bags, roof plate, cement bricks, waiting on those items. As far as the sand, floor tiles, staircase railing, and metal, I don't know what I'm going to do there. We're going to end up having to buy those productions to make that stuff, or just straight up buy the stuff to put in there. I'm not sure which route I'm going to go there. I think moving forward, we'll end up just selling the stuff off wherever we can. Well, hey, at least these pallets spawn in correctly. Over here, I guess it's just over there at the eggs that's having the trouble. And man, it's not all going to fit on here. That is very, very unfortunate. Maybe I can redo the way the stack's laid out on this. But one thing I do want to try is, can I hook this trailer up to the other trailer and start filling the water in there? I sure hope so. And the answer to that was a no. So they were completely out of water over here. They're still living off the meadow grass, and I just don't feel too good about that. 50 animals in here out of 212. That meadow grass will not be enough after a while, but we do have plenty of grass out there. And I wonder how much money this stuff is worth right now as far as the eggs and the wool. I keep forgetting to check that every single month. I did end up redoing the way this was stacked on there, unloaded it, loaded it back up. Looks like it works pretty good. This one right here weighs 73 kilograms, so just gonna pick it up, throw it on top. Even though I had to technically use super strength, but hey, it was still under that 200 kilogram. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to lift it. Let's get back over to our little barn area, store this somewhere for now. I need to look into getting some sort of pallet storage. The one thing that I really, really hate about that is the fact that we got all these partial pallets of eggs, because I'd have to check out each partial pallet at a time. Now, there are other types of storages out there. I need to probably look into some of those. That way they don't check out partial pallets. And also those other types of storages could sell this stuff off automatically to save me a lot of time. I think it's time we go ahead and get some sort of production to put over here. Let's see what I can find in the build menu. I have two different directions I want to go with this. As far as base game goes, without installing any extra mods, I think the only thing you can do with slurry and manure is these BGAs right here, I believe. Maybe I'm missing something in there, but the two different routes I want to go is either a BGA or some sort of fertilizer production. I'm kind of leaning more towards the whole fertilizer production because obviously we could use it at a later point. Still trying to see if there's anything else that is base game that could be used for any of y'all following along who want to try this with no mods. Also, speaking of no mods, I actually have another series starting up where I'm doing this with no mods, and it has proven to be pretty difficult. It looks like I got a BGA basic here. I'm not going to go with anything cheaty. I guess we got an improved one, extreme. Yeah, that's a little crazy on that one. But yeah, that can go in here. I guess we can get money from, I believe that's methane, digestate, and electric power. And I do see the options for slurry and manure. I just don't know how it's laid out on the inside there. A couple of different options there. But I think I mentioned I want to try out fertilizer. Let me find that fertilizer production. I may have a few of them in here. Yes, I do have a few of them in here. This is the one I was thinking about going with, and I may go with that one, but I'm kind of interested in a different one now that I see it. So we have this one here that takes manure, water, and lime. So I've never used that one, but I have did a little test run with this one right here. And I think I'm going to stick with this one only because it takes manure and slurry. This other one only takes manure. I don't know how I feel about that. Now, as far as this being a realistic one, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to line up too well because all I put in there is manure. Bam, I get fertilizer. All I put in there is slurry, bam, I get fertilizer. Is that really realistic? I don't think so. But does it have to be super realistic? No, I don't think so. Let's put this in kind of at an angle. I think that's going to work out pretty well. Had to do a little freeform into it. Hopefully there's not too many bumps there. It should work out. I can see the texture kind of built up into it, so I can't see the outlines right now. But as long as it empties out in there, I am fine with it. And as long as it's not hanging off the edge over here, I'm fine with it as well. It's looking good to me. Let's go ahead and get some stuff delivered over here. I'm going to go ahead and spend $3,000 to customize our bell trailer we just had a second ago, the flatbed one. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Basically, what I'm going to try to do is put manure inside there. I'm not sure if manure will go in there. We have almost 20,000 liters of manure. Looks like it is going to allow it to go in here. That is awesome. Couple trips for manure, and then we'll be completely empty there. Then I have to figure out something for the slurry. I'm going to end up having to buy another trailer for that. Now, our water trailer that we do have, I believe will work for the slurry, but I don't like mixing the whole water and slurry thing in the same tank. I just feel bad about that. Not sure what I'm doing wrong here. It looks like I'm not getting any trigger unload options, and that may play into, oh wait, there it goes right there. I was about to say, and that may play into the fact that the ground is lifted up some, but it looks like it is starting to work. As long as it works, I'm good with it. I'm going to leave it, but if it ends up giving me too many problems, I can level the ground out right there, kind of smooth it out and make it fit and work a little better to my liking. Now, I may need to end up getting a bigger trailer at some point because the way this checks out is going to be through that pipe that sticks out, and if I can go sell off a large amount, that would be nice. Also, if I can make less trips up here, that'd be nice. Mainly because it's taken a while to drive up here. It is not taking me that long to get back down though, because I keep driving right off the side of the mountain. Let's get one more partial trailer full of manure and then figure out that slurry. This is currently what we have for a water trailer. You can see there's one owned, and I believe I did go with like an unreal capacity. I don't know. That's just the way I feel with water. I feel like I shouldn't have to do anything with water. It should be more automatic. And there's a mod out there for automatic watering. I may end up getting into that. As far as the slurry goes, we're going to keep it a realistic size. And I'm thinking about going a little bit bigger with something like this. Yeah, this looks good. 10,000 liters is the standard capacity, and that's what I'm going to go with. Let me change a few things and then purchase this. You know, that's actually good enough for me. Went ahead and changed a few colors around. Main thing is make it brown because, hey, we're dealing with the brown. So let's go ahead and buy that $15,000. And oh man, I was not paying attention to see if I even had enough money. Looks like I did, thankfully. So $10,592 left there. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. It's definitely going away, but I'm sure we'll make it up over time. Looks like we only have 10,693 liters of slurry. I believe I hold 10,000 liters. Man, that's a little unfortunate. And I don't think I'm going to make a drive back for just a little under 1,000 liters. Let's go ahead and get this delivered and then activate that production. We'll take a look at it, see what all it does, see what all it makes, and eventually end up being super rich. Now, I did say something about a bigger trailer. Honestly, if we had 8,000 liters, which is that trailer I had, if we had 8,000 liters of solid fertilizer to sell off, that would be a lot of money. Solid fertilizer is worth a lot of money. That's why I'm saying we're turning this poop into big cash. Well, slurry, poo, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be big cash eventually. Finally got it all topped off with everything I had. Well, almost everything I had. And looking inside here, 19,783 liters of manure, 10,000 liters of slurry. We're going to go ahead and activate that. Looks like we have an option for each one individually. So this manure one takes 500 manure, makes 100 solid fertilizer. And then this slurry one takes 500 slurry, makes 100 solid fertilizer. So that's where I'm kind of playing into the thing of maybe this ain't too realistic at all, because normally if you're making solid fertilizer, I think you need a little bit more stuff besides just the manure in the slurry. But I mean, it is a game and everything doesn't always line up perfectly. And looks like it's actually going to make us quite a bit really fast. It is pumping out down there in the bottom right. Now, over the next few episodes, we'll be able to tell if that makes us a lot of money or not. I already got a feeling it's going to be big money, and we will see that in the next few episodes. That is all the time I got here for this one. I really do appreciate y'all stopping in and watching. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great day or night wherever you're at. And until next time, y'all take care.